Welcome to my channel. I'm Matthew, and today it's Will It Shave Wednesday. Real quick, I'm gonna wet my face. It is Wednesday, and I'm about to try something that I've never tried before. And if you've already seen the title, you know where I'm going with this. But I've been shaving for 31-ish years or so. And I've heard a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of stuff. And from time to time on the channel, I always get some kind of comment about, why do you put all those chemicals on your face? You know, try this, I do that, you know. And bottom line is, whatever works for you, that's what works for you, and keep on doing it. But anyway, I'm a little bit reluctant to try this. Maybe I need to back up. But I'm going to do a shave with olive oil. Thumbnail. And so I've had all kinds of recommendations of, you know, people saying, I use baby lotion, I use conditioner, I use on and on. And so I just had a recent comment where a guy said, this will be the best shave of your life. And he said he uses a teaspoon of olive oil. Well, you know, I use a quarter of a teaspoon of soap. And if you watched my video on aftershave splashes, usually a quarter of a teaspoon is about right, and it covers my whole face. I do have my face wet, and I've already kind of thought up some things that I might foresee being a problem, but I'm not going to say any of those just yet. I'm using this organic, they say it's organic, extra virgin olive oil from Walmart. My wife's going to kill me because this is what she uses to cook with. But today I'm going to shave my face with it. And I'm just going to, whoa. I put way too much in here. That's not aftershave splash, buddy. Okay, so, man, that probably is about that was a tablespoon. Yeah. Let me set that down real gentle there. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do this and put it on. Definitely smells like olive oil. Woo. Problem number one that I thought of is you're gonna have this all over your hands, and you're not gonna wanna grab your razor and shave with it. So I got a little paper towel that I'm going to kind of try to rub all that off. And still pretty slick. All right, so I had a little note on my phone, and I dropped it, so I need to pick it up. All right, so I usually write this stuff on my mirror, and then I can look at it, but I was trying to do it where I look at you today. Anyway, I got that on my face. I've got 2 days worth of growth. I'm going to warm up my razor. I've got it full of hot water. And I'm using my trusty Game Changer 0.84 with the Gillette silver blue blade in it. And here we go with pass number one with the grain. And one of the other things I kind of thought about while thinking about this video is, you know, with the shave cream, you can kind of see where you've been shaving. And with things like this, you can't really see, so you just, and you know, my hair kind of blends in a little bit, but when I just kind of have to remember where I'm at. And there's definitely some slickness to it. not gonna lie. So the first thing when I hear people talk about this particular topic of how do you put all those chemicals on your face or whatever you want to call it. Now I got to mention problem number 2 because this is happening. My razor is not rinsing well because the oil is coating the blade and it's sticking up on it. I want to see some nastiness. So that was number 2 thing that I thought about. So I guess what I can do is, no, I'm not gonna rub that on the towel or anything. So, ooh, that doesn't feel real well right there. The other thing, where I was going is about the chemicals. And some of you guys know I've done a little soap making on the side. It's not nearly as pleasant on the neck. And so, just a quick rundown on chemicals, we'll say. Well, saponification, or making of soap, is really just an element that will convert the fat, whether it's tallow or from oil or nuts or berries or wherever the oil that you're wanting to get it from. You're either going to use lye or potash, or a combination of those two. And that particular process will convert the fat, whatever fat you choose, over into soap. And so once you've got the acid and the base and they combine together, they kind of neutralize and it produces soap. And depending on the types of fats and the type of chemicals you want to say, whether it's the lye is also known as sodium hydroxide and potash is known as potassium hydroxide. Either one of those will convert that over to a soap, so it's really not a chemical anymore. And then so some of the other things that are in there are going to be like your fragrance oils. And then if you super fat it, that would kind of get you into that area of you've got some residual oil that hasn't been converted over into soap. And that's where you hear people talk about skin food, which is kind of hard to do because that chemical reaction, once it starts, it's not going to stop. And it's kind of a rule of thumb, sort of, to say, because you never really know the, what do I want to say, the potency of the items. And so from one manufacturer to another, it may break down a little quicker or not. Now I got to get, lathered up for pass number 2. And so that's just part of the soap making process. There's a lot of stuff that kind of gets involved with that. But as far as chemicals, this kind of leads me to the third thing I was going to say is, once you've done this, you have to wash your face off. So it's like, what do you do? You're still using some kind of soap, whether it's intended for your face or not. You're going to have to put another chemical on there. And if you're one of those guys that say, well, I use air conditioner or baby lotion or suntan lotion or, any of these other things, those are all chemicals as well. So you're still putting chemicals on your face at some point. And I think the most important thing to think about is if you're worried about it drying out your face, or whatever, there's always post-care routine that you can take care of. Now, I have a buddy of mine that is a dermatologist. And I said, hey, I have a question for you. And he knows I like to do the old school stuff. And he's like, what's up, Matthew? And I said, well, I want to know, is this hack or whack? And he started laughing. He's like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, you know, I know there's certain oils, like the oil that your skin produces is different than, say, vegetable oil or olive oil. I feel like I'm missing stuff because I can't really see where I'm going. Both with my eyes and with the razor. But anyway, so I had asked him what did he think about putting olive oil on your face, and he said this is more of a whack idea. He didn't recommend it because he said, the thing is, Matthew, what can happen is the oil that you're putting on is going to saturate your pores, and possibly, you know, it can become clogged, irritated, itchy, and swollen. And I can't remember the name of it. Let me look here. He called it folliculitis, right? So a lot of us don't want that. And so you're running the risk. And like I said, if this works for you, that's great. I mean, it does feel like a fairly close shave. It wasn't super comfortable, certain areas. But now I've got to go wash my face and get cleaned up, and I'll be right back. Well, I cleaned up with some hot water and soap, and you know, my skin feels soft, but I can tell there's some residual oil there, and I'm just going to chase that up with some electric sheep, some glacial. So this is a nice kind of lemony scent from Sterling. Ooh, I feel a little bit of burn on that. That's not a normal sensation that I get. And I feel like just because it's my normal routine, I'm going to follow it up with some star jelly. So, in conclusion, like I had mentioned before, you know, if this works for you, sweet. I had to give it a try. Just trying to work that in to help break up a little bit of that olive oil. And you can't see it, but this is still half full. I overdid it because I wasn't thinking about that massive restrictor. I think there is a little bit of a restrictor in there. But anyway, would I recommend this? I say no. I mean, it did kind of have a little bit of a nice feeling, but if you're prone to that irritation and such, with razor bumps and ingrown hairs, I would probably say no. I love that menthol in my eyes. So anyway, between the mess of your razor not rinsing out, and then I'm gonna have to spend some time cleaning that up, and that's dripping out of my razor, disgusting. You know, between that and then your hands being slick and your face and all these things, I wouldn't really recommend it. And then, so another thing you would think is like, what if I'm in the shower doing it? You know, like I've got the soap there, the water's running. I don't think I would advise it, just for the fact that the tub or whatever you're standing in is going to be slick and you may be prone to falling. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I personally don't recommend it. I'll let you know on Sunday if I've got more problems than normal or any kind of signs of irritation from the shave. So that's my Will It Shave Wednesday. Comment below and let me know. Would you try shaving with olive oil? I'll see you guys on Sunday Shave.